Hello guys, today I'd like to share some thoughts on rule of the octave and how can we practice rule of the octave with more musical sense, not just like a theoretical tool, right? The first thing is the rule of the octave is not just a theoretical tool, but it is a very practical tool. And how we can practice this with more musical sense? First of all, in the rule of the octave, we have cadential movements for all places. I think more in I choose to think more in three voices than four, but sometimes I will fill the chord with 4 or 5 voices. But I'm thinking, but in general, I'm thinking in 3 voices, right? So, rule of the octave. If I play this 1, 2, 1. And I'm using the terminology 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the scale degrees, right? So again, if I play 1, 2, 1, as you can see, I have a cadential sonority here. Why? Because in my middle and top voice, I have a triton in the second degree, right? And when I come back to the 1, I resolve this triton. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, right? The same, if I play 1, 5 degree, but with the 7 in top voice. 1, 5, 1. In the middle and top voice, I have the same triton. 1, 5, 1. Right? And if I play 1, 7, 1, I have the same effect. 1, 7, 1, 7, 1. Right? 1, 7, 1. But this time I have the triton in different voices, in a different disposition, right? Because this time the triton happens in the bass and top voice. Right? So 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 5, 1, and then 1, 7, 1. All these movements are cadential movements, right? And we have one more, actually 2 more. When we play, for example, the descendant 6th degree, we have the same effect. We have a triton and a resolution. For example, I will take from 1, 7, 6, 5, right? So 1, 7, just with the 6, and here major 6, I have a triton with this F sharp. Right? 1, 7, 6, 5. Attention, triton and resolution. Right? And it's interesting because at this point we have not just a cadential movement, but a little modulation that we call it like a tonicization. It is a very small modulation, a very fast modulation, right? So what more we can we can find rule of the octave in a musical sense. After we find the cadences, the cadential movements in rule of the octave, we can practice this in a separate way. And then, right? I forgot. There is one more cadential movement. It is when I play 5, 4. Remember that in the rule of the octave, the descendant fourth degree, we have augmented fourth and 2 in their harmony. So here, 5 degree, 4, 3. In the fourth degree, in the descendant fourth degree, we have the same tritone. And the tritone is resolved here. Right? It is a cadential movement. And of course, this movement is not so strong like the others, but it is a resolution, it is a cadential movement. Right? So, now we know all cadential points that we have in the rule of the octave. And what more we can do for practice rule of the octave with more musical sense? We can use rule of the octave to construct little sentences, little phrases. For example, I can play 1, 7, 1 as like an opening, like a first statement. After that, I can do 4, 3, 2, 1. Again. I can do, for example, 1, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5. A perfect cadence, right? Remember, 4, 5, 1. Again. Another melody, right? I can play, for example, using the sixth degree with that little modulation. For example, I can come back to the 1 and do a cadence, or I can do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 1, right? And we can find a lot of these phrases. We can create a lot of phrases using just rule of the octave. Of course, it needs practice. And it needs time, but I think is a more effective way to practice rule of the octave than just ascending and descending with no musical sense. And if you can, after practicing like that, you can improvise. You can start practice free improvisation. Improvising, like, for example, non-measured prelude. For example, using arpeggios, using little melodies between the chords. For example, you can use this to practicing your free improvisation, improvising like a non-measured prelude, using arpeggios, using little melodies between the chords. For example, just rule of the octave, nothing more. Even the modulation, the little modulation that I did, was using a rule of the octave movement. I hope this content was helpful, especially for you if you are starting in this world of classical improvisation, partimento. And if you like it, subscribe to my channel, and if you can, leave a comment.